So preferred guest strategy, because I mean, yeah, as we know, and unfortunately, this may not sound so very democratic, but not all customers and not all potential customers are the same, in the sense that, I mean, from a revenue perspective, it's as simple as that. Someone looking and searching for one night is not as a juicy, in quotes, a juicy customer as someone searching for 3 nights, for 7 nights. So the longer the stay, the more appealing that the potential customer is. So what is the preferred guest strategy is about?
Yeah, I mean, we call it a preferred guest strategy because because it's about the stay pattern and
Right.
The people staying, obviously. And this is very useful for high demand periods, and it's basically balancing your occupancy patterns. It's nothing new for the hotel industry, but obviously the very often hoteliers said, oh, you know, I don't want that people can actually look for too much personalization or individualization is not good, because I don't want them to plug away for 1 or 2 nights my best rooms on the front side and so on. And this is what's really getting interesting, because we do with Gauvendi, what we do is we do the inventory restrictions based on room features. Now you could then say, every room with a balcony, if you want a balcony, you got to stay 4 nights, or you got to stay through the Friday, Saturday, or whatever it is. And then it becomes really interesting. And that's what I call the preferred guest strategy, because you can really balance and maximize your occupancy. So you want, in principle, you could say, dear customer, if you want a lot of personalization, you got to stay as we like you to stay. And if you don't want personalization, or let's say you don't care, then you can also stay 1 night or 2 nights. And you can push and you can balance your occupancy with those kind of tools. And that's not possible today based on that. You can only do it by room types, but you cannot do it by features. And based on feature level, it becomes actually really interesting, because just modeling it out, you can think about how much more money you can make just with that.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, this is where, I mean, you and I talk a lot about, for example, about retargeting, but I'm going to just very tap into that for a very little moment, because it really shows how everything boils down to the exact same point, how everything comes together. Because when you are in a situation like this, so for example, you might want to decide, or you might decide that you, for example, you just leave the, let's say, no personalization, like you said, for the very first search. Now, as we know, statistically 97%, even pre-COVID, all right, so not necessarily after COVID, even pre-COVID, the 97% best case scenario didn't book in the first site, all right, so they need more time. So what you can do, for example, is that, okay, let them make any search they want using any, let's say, classic booking path or classic booking journey with the classic room names, so standard, superior, deluxe, or whatsoever, for the very first search. They bounce, meaning they get back, they exit, they don't book, they go back. You might want to retarget to them or remarket to them eventually, with the possibility to say, okay, did you search for at least 3 nights? Then you are a perfect target for us to say, okay, now you are entitled to make a personalization. And only for those who search for 3 nights. I'm just talking about the length of stay. It can be any other revenue-related KPIs or metric. It can be, for example, the booking window. So how much in advance did they search? Or just maybe they search for 2 people as opposed to 1 adult. It can be anything in that sense, but just based on your revenue KPIs and how you combine them and how you want to monetize them, then you might want to retarget people based on how they first search. Another great way, actually, of combining marketing and revenue KPIs and metrics in a very, very, very smart way, in my opinion.